Those viral images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Lakshadweep, it appears, were not just for virality or to make a statement about Lakshadweep. They have actually opened the doors towards what is hoped to be a new future and a new journey for these islands that have been ignored for far too long. India today has now learned, for starters, that Minicoy, which is the southernmost Lakshadweep island, is all set to receive a new airport, making it ready not just for passenger aircraft and passengers and airlines, but also military aircraft, including fighters. But it's not just airports, it's also hotels, boat docks and tourism infrastructure to give Lakshadweep a new start as a global destination.
Amid the escalating diplomatic row between India and Maldives, a never-before power push for India's very own holiday paradise, the untouched and unspoilt Lakshadweep. Sources tell India today the government is progressing with the initiative to construct a new airport in Minicoy Island. The airport, which will have dual-purpose airfield capable of operating fighter jets and commercial aircraft. Along with boosting connectivity to mainland India, the new airport will also boost surveillance capabilities over the Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean regions. Meanwhile, the Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu is on a visit to Beijing, where he called China a valued ally.
Right now, Muizzu is in China. This is a very important state visit for the Maldivian administration, where you can see the leanings. But sources have told India today that the Maldives had proposed dates for a December 2023 visit of President Muizzu to India.
The Maldivian opposition turning up the heat on the Muizzu government over the face-off with the country's most trusted ally, India. Muizzu rivals have called for steps to remove him from office.
Speaking to a few of the Maldivians over here, one realizes that they also understand the indispensability of India when it comes to various sectors, not just tourism, infrastructure, the medical sector. India has played a very important role when it comes to the development of the Maldives.
Politics has erupted in India. The Congress has accused Narendra Modi of failing to keep good relations with neighbors.
ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ನಾವು ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ನೇಬರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು.
If someone talks something bad about the India, what people today under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, how they show their solidarity, this is an example.
The social media campaign to boycott Maldives has led to cancellations from India. However, converting Lakshadweep into an alternative tourist hotspot will need a huge boost to infrastructure in the islands. With Geeta Mohan from Maldives and Shibi Mol from Lakshadweep, Bureau Report, India Today.
Lakshadweep aakar zarur dekhein.
Viewer apologies, that was the wrong story that played. I'm going to play the correct one in just a moment for you. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring in India Today's Shibi Mol KG, who's in Lakshadweep, the first reporter post the Modi virality to reach the Lakshadweep Islands, and she's been shuttling it between all of those beautiful islands to get us the most spectacular coverage of what's going on there. It appears, Shibi, that while you've been in Lakshadweep reporting for us, bringing us all those amazing images, a multiple number of announcements have been made. A new airport, both civil and military, is to come up in Minicoy. More hotels we're hearing about have been, begun their own plans to start increasing the readiness of Lakshadweep for global travelers. What are you hearing?
Well, Shiv, I think that's the best news for the people who are planning to visit Lakshadweep, because the commutation is a major problem as far as the residents as well as the tourists are concerned, because, there's just one flight that's operating on 6 days a week from Kochi, and that's not really enough because it gets pre-booked much before. So that's a main difficulty that was raised by a lot of people who we spoke to. And regarding the cruise also, it's not that every day the cruises are operating. So there's a lot of development that's required, especially in terms of infrastructure. All the people who we're speaking to in the island, that's one thing that they have all been saying, that there's a lot of scope for Lakshadweep as a tourism destination, but there's a lot of development that's required. I think right now I'm actually standing in Kavarati and in a lighthouse actually, where you can see spectacular visuals. It's lush green actually. There's a lot of coconut trees. I don't know if it's visible in the visuals, but there are small houses. Kavarati is mostly a traditional a residential property and a residential region as well as a administrative region. All the boarding, deboarding, transportation facilities actually starts from here. And what you see on the other side is blue sea. Like, it's beautiful to watch from here. And you can see a lot of tourists also actually standing here enjoying this view. All of them have been telling me highly about Agatti and Bangaram Islands. Actually, those are the tourist destinations because that's not crowded. There's no many residents there. It's actually mainly for the tourism purposes. So those are the places that needs more development, where we hopefully will be traveling tomorrow to Bangaram and Miniko and Agatti Island. These are the islands that needs a lot of development. Those are specifically for tourism. There's no residents actually, tourism sector and a lot of hotels. That's the main purpose. So I actually have a tourist here with me. Sir, how has been your trip to Lakshadweep been so far?
So far I have seen this island. It enchants me very much, and especially the coming in this lighthouse. From the lighthouse we can see the total view of the Kavarati Island, and specifically the small part that has gone in this way. It looks very nice. It's just like a fish, a fish tail. That's like a fish tail. It is spectacular view. It cannot be explained in one words. That is the thing.
Actually, that's absolutely, I can understand his emotions because the water is so clear, it's so blue, and it's full of green, and even the people here are like so welcoming and so friendly that everybody has been talking non-stop about the people here and the warm welcome that they have received from the time they've landed here. It's a place that needs to be explored. It's a place that needs a lot of development, a lot of infrastructure, and it's going to give a tough competition to all the tourist destinations in the world trip.
And Geeta Mohan, our foreign affairs editor, happens to be in Maldives, the island nation from where all this heat has actually begun. A few viral images of Prime Minister Modi, a reaction from some Maldivian ministers, and here we are. Geeta, 3 days later, after that entire fracas, has the diplomatic heat at least died down? We do know there's a lot going on social media, but has the diplomatic heat between India and Maldives at least died down?
Well, not really, Shiv. There is still a lot of diplomatic heat because everybody's waiting to see what happens in China, and then when the Muizu administration, because President Muizu is traveling with almost his entire cabinet, when they return, what is it that the administration is going to do? Now, there are a few things over here, including the opposition parties and the people on the ground. They're demanding two things: that suspension is not enough, that there needs to be termination of these, because this is a presidential system of government and governance where these ministers were not democratically elected by the people. They were appointed by the president. So why just a temporary suspension for something as grave as what they did? And secondly, what they are also looking at is in terms of the ties between India and the Maldives, how to really look at mending those ties, the damage control that has been done. So on that front, there has been no apology, no strong condemnation coming from the highest officers. So that certainly is a concern. Having said that, the Muizu administration taking one step at a time, they did suspend the ministers. I've been trying, Shiv, to get in touch with those who've been suspended, those who passed those derogatory remarks, and they're all underground. They're not speaking to anybody. So they understand the ramifications of what they did. And most of the people over here also rather disappointed with what has transpired, because they do understand the importance and the gravity of the nature of things that have been said and how it could impact their daily lives. tourism, hospitality industry, medical services that India provides, not just in terms of
Geeta, has there been any visible impact to tourism from India? You know, nobody is able to really quantify it and talk about that. But very quickly, any visible impact to tourism from India?
Well, I will be sending my dispatches today about how tourism sector has been affected. Speaking to some of the tourist operators, some who are heading associations over here, all of them are saying that in the immediate, if you see, there hasn't been much of a shift, but they have seen a lot of cancellations. Some of the politicians talking about the numbers going up to thousands and thousands. So, in the longer run, what they're looking at is, if this continues, if this diplomatic damage that has been done continues, there will be ramifications and repercussions on the ground over here, and there will be a massive impact on Maldivian tourism.
Geeta Mohan reporting live from Maldives. Thanks very much, Geeta. Her dispatch you'll see at 8:30 p.m. this evening on the impact on what tourism has taken, the toll it has taken on Maldives tourism. Wait for that. We've got some breaking news coming in now. Okay, we've got live images coming in from Ahmedabad, the vibrant Gujarat summit where Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his guest of honor from the UAE, Mohammed bin Zayed, are observing a guard of honor. United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan is in India on an official visit, and here he is in Ahmedabad in these live pictures with Prime Minister Modi to participate in Vibrant Gujarat 2024. Mohammed bin Zayed is the third president of the United Arab Emirates, under whose leadership India-UAE ties have gone to new heights. Prime Minister Modi has visited several times before, a relationship that is taken extremely seriously in the linkages between India and West Asia. The Vibrant Gujarat Summit in its
अभी हाल ही में भारत संयुक्त अरब अमीरात के बीच अगर आर्थिक समझौतों की बात की जाए आर्थिक भागीदारी
The Vibrant Gujarat Summit is something that Prime Minister Modi had begun as Chief Minister Modi of Gujarat, and it has continued year on year and continues to be a big ticket event in the Gujarat government calendar in terms of global investment attraction. It is a showpiece for the Gujarat model, as it were. And this year, it is Mohammed bin Zayed, a high-profile guest of honor at the Vibrant Gujarat Summit. The two leaders will be on a short 3-kilometer road show as well to amplify the importance of both this diplomatic relationship, the fact that the UAE is a major investor in India. There could be some bigger investments and announcements from the UAE for India as part of this summit as well. Mohammed bin Zayed Modi relationship, a very, very important one of the decade.
राष्ट्रपति हैं उनके बीच लगातार हाई लेवल कांटेक्ट अगर हम कहें तो वो इस वर्ष देखने मिला है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी हाल ही में COP28 के लिए यूएई की यात्रा पर गए थे, जहां पर उन्होंने एक संबोधन भी किया था।
The guard of honor is almost over. The Prime Minister of India and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates, will shortly embark on a road show. You have a tri-services band that is given an official military welcome to the leader of the United Arab Emirates. He's the third president of the UAE. And under his presidency of the UAE, India-UAE relations have gone to new heights, both in terms of trade, in terms of cooperation, in terms of national security. Here you have the president of the UAE shaking hands with the National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, and these are pictures of the hug between the two leaders earlier in the day. Here he is with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. I'm going to get those pictures from the airport from earlier today in just a moment, so you can see that that hug, that welcome that the Prime Minister gave to the visiting leader of UAE. There you have it, the hug to welcome Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, the President of the United Arab Emirates, at the Ahmedabad airport. Very, very warm embrace, underscoring and amplifying a close personal relationship between these two leaders. The body language and the bonhomie between Sheikh bin Zayed and Narendra Modi has in many ways been a catalyst for relations between the two countries, and that is precisely what you're seeing on full display now. Here's the road show that you're seeing taking place, the cavalcade with the Prime Minister and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed of the United Arab Emirates making its way through Ahmedabad towards the venue of the vibrant Gujarat Summit 2024. Brijesh Joshi is our reporter on the ground in Ahmedabad. Brijesh, this roadshow is a great show of the relationship between India and the United Arab Emirates. Take us through the events of today. A guard of honor has just taken place, Brijesh. Roadshow is taking place now. What next?
Right now the PM Modi and UAE President has left the Ahmedabad airport, and you can see the convoy of the PM Narendra Modi and UAE President Al Nahyan. So this is the convoy which is passing through Ahmedabad airport. People have gathered here in a huge amount. The crowd is huge. All the BJP karyakartas or the cadres have gathered here to welcome PM Modi and UAE President. So this is a kind of a mega roadshow for both the nations, India and UAE. It is kind of a signature of PM Modi that he tries to show to the world that he has a bonhomie with the leaders who are coming to Gujarat in his home state. This will be the 12th state head who has visited since 2014 to Gujarat or Ahmedabad. So this is a big achievement on a PM Modi side, personal side, that 12 state heads have been visited Gujarat or Ahmedabad after Narendra Modi has become the Prime Minister of India. This is a big opportunity for the Gujarat as well, ahead of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit's 10th edition, which will be inaugurated tomorrow 10 a.m. But right now, they are just passing through the Ahmedabad airport. They reach to the Taj Circle, then they will move on to Indira Bridge. And after all, the last destination is Hotel Leela, where PM Modi will host the UAE President gala dinner, and there will be a bilateral talk between both the leaders. So the ceremonial welcome has been done on the airport, and there will be a bilateral talk at Hotel Leela around 7 p.m. and after that there will be a gala dinner for the UAE President, hosted by the Prime Minister of Bharat. So this is the program for tonight. From tomorrow morning onwards, the early program will be of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. So this is the program right now going on. The road show is there, 7-kilometer long road show where PM Modi and UAE President are in the same car. They are getting the welcome of the people of Gujarat, people of Ahmedabad. Most of them are there, the BJP karyakarta, but still there are the people who are welcoming their beloved son, PM Modi, in Ahmedabad. Yes, Shiv.
Amazing. The images are very, very telling. Like I said, it's a close personal relationship between these two national leaders. The Prime Minister and Sheikh bin Zayed have met many times before in the UAE. The Prime Minister was recently at the COP summit as well, the weather summit, where he had met Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. So this is their second meeting in just the last few weeks. The Prime Minister, under his leadership, and these two leaders, they've managed to expand India-UAE ties into other areas as well. Those are images of the cavalcade taking the two leaders. We can confirm that they're both sitting in the same car. Both Prime Minister Modi and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed are sitting in the same car as they make their way towards the summit venue where bilateral talks will be taking place. There's a big dinner for the visiting UAE President later this evening, as is customary. Prime Minister Modi, remember, is the one who had begun and conceptualized the Vibrant Gujarat Summit way back when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, and it continues to this day annually and has become a showpiece for investment and business in Gujarat. It was a showpiece for the Gujarat model as well, that the Prime Minister has spoken about many, many times before. The Prime Minister and Mohammed bin Zayed, or MBZ as he's frequently called in the Western press, making their way now through Ahmedabad as the crowds line up to catch a glimpse of the two national leaders. Prime Minister Modi, of course, wildly popular, especially in Gujarat, son of the soil, a state to which he travels fairly frequently, not as frequently as he would like, I'm sure, but a state that is obviously very, very special to him. The Vibrant Gujarat Summit is something that he had overseen, he had given birth to in the state of Gujarat. So we'll continue to dip into these pictures as and when they come in. But keep watching. From Gujarat, we're taking you to Sri Ram Nagari, Ayodhya next, where India Today's Akshita stands by to bring you all the big Ram Mandir rises updates. Especially the fact that Prime Minister Modi, we are told, has a diktat for all his ministers. Less aggression, more astha, he tells them. All the news and juice on the other side with Akshita. You know, the details that you reveal are mesmerizing, Ambassador, if I may say so, because they throw light, on the conversations that were taking place, on which hinged literally the lives of people of two countries. You talk about a phone call that you just talked about, from the Pakistan High Commissioner to Delhi, where he was seeking a channel of communication between the Pakistani leadership and Prime Minister Modi. And you very tellingly said, that conversation's not going to happen at this hour. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how that conversation went? Why did they need to speak? They were really spooked, that means.
Well, it was certainly a reach out, an outreach between two diplomats, because I had a good equation with the Pakistani High Commissioner. We would talk to each other often, and our role was to try and help out in situations of crisis whenever they occurred. And he had reached out with the question. Now, in diplomacy, multiple things take place at multiple levels, multiple conversations take place. This was perhaps only one of those attempted conversations through this particular channel. But the question was whether Prime Minister Imran Khan could have a word with Prime
Even as the tourism war continues between India and the Maldives, with massive outrage over sitting ministers in the Maldives tweeting and posting on social media disparaging comments against Prime Minister Modi in India, the fact is that it's not just the tourism sector. When you're here in the Maldives, you realize how deeply entrenched India is. Speaking to a few of the Maldivians over here, one realizes that they also understand the indispensability of India when it comes to various sectors, not just tourism. Infrastructure, the medical sector. India has played a very important role when it comes to the development of the Maldives. Also, where is it situated? It's situated in the Indian Ocean, a very important and geostrategically located country. This archipelagic state of the Maldives is critical to securing the waters over here. And India and the Maldives have always had a relationship where there have been ups and downs.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
The land of Ram is ready. With 12 days to go for Pran Pratishtha, India Today visits Karyashala.
And everything is being done manually. And that's what tells you that this is a temple that's going to last for generations to come.
Mandir stones and pillars are carved here. Ayodhya toils for a beautiful Mandir.
अरे हमारे राम लाला जी विराजमान थे, अब हो गई है तो हमारे खुशी है तो अच्छा लगता है.
Ram Ram from Ayodhya.
Many of them working non-stop to ensure that these pillars are ready, which will then be taken to the Mandir.
Ram Mandir